been pregnant 23 times, yeah. I think as soon as you get a positive pregnancy test, you know, that bonding starts instantly. You love them as soon as you get those 2 pink lines. It's a blessing, isn't it? We love it.
Morecambe, Lancashire, home to Britain's biggest family, the Radfords.
Sleepy.
Mum Sue can't stop having babies.
Come on, kids, time to get up. Come on. We've got Hallie, who's just taken her first steps. Hallie's in her toes. We've got 7 in primary and nursery. Not going well, is it? Every morning I have to drag them out of bed. Aimee, come on, get up. Come on. 6 teenagers. Chloe, who's 20. Sophie, who's left home. Time to get up. Chris, who's 27. Sleepy. Our lost little angel, Alfie, and another one on the way.
Yay! At school, they call my mum Baby Cannon because she had so many kids.
Living in a 9-bedroom former children's home, Sue and Noel have 10 times the number of children of the average British family.
Do as you're told.
With 3 dogs, 6 chickens and a 19th child on the way,
Get my top off!
the morning routine to get their kids fed, washed and off to school would give most parents a nervous breakdown.
I get asked loads of times, you know, people say, are you mad? I think really the answer to that is probably. You've got to be a little bit mad, haven't you, to want 19 children.
When the latest edition arrives, they'll have to learn what it takes to survive living amongst so many Radford brothers and sisters.
Josh, come on!
18 kids in a house that are annoying, it's a bit of a war zone.
Yeah.
Having so many brothers and sisters equals lots and lots of fighting going about.
Oscar, so get Casper's arm, pull it like this, get his arm, pull it like this. Casper will be like,
But it's funny because Casper's younger than Oscar, but Casper will beat up Oscar.
Casper, Oscar, stop fighting! No! If I'm not splitting them up from fighting, it would be Aimee or Tilly or Katie.
The Radford boys and the Radford girls are definitely 2 different tribes.
We are totally the sensible ones, like. I hate Max because he just annoys me. Yeah, I did this.
When people use excuses of my dog chewed my homework, or my little sister was sick on my homework, and all that, it's true in my house.
You just do feel like a referee all the time, and it can be absolute madness. Honestly, I just want to just walk out that front door sometimes. Seriously, they're just such hard work when they start fighting.
16 of the Radford children still live at home. Every morning, Noel drops off 12 of them at school.
3, 4, 5, see ya.
After 10 boys, this time around Sue is looking forward to daughter number 9.
Her name is going to be Phoebe Willow, who's due in a few weeks. Little girl. Everybody's so excited to meet her.
Tilly thinks the best thing being in this family is looking after the babies with Ellie. I do.
Come on, out the gate.
Sue Radford has been pregnant most of her adult life, which can mean only one thing.
She definitely knows about contraception, she's just not a fan of it. When they're like, oh yeah, we're having another baby, you don't think, oh my God, my mum and dad have sex. Like, I don't think about that. It must be all the time. And we don't even know.
The last thing you think about is your mum and dad, isn't it? Ooh,
Oh dear.
not right.
There's no knocking on the door, it's just barged straight in.
Oh, can you imagine it? The embarrassment. They'd have to bleach their eyes, wouldn't they?
Why do they keep arriving? Because mum and dad love babies.
They think they're
And maybe they enjoy making them as well.
I'm telling Mum you said that.
Our door at the bottom of the landing, it squeaks. Now, we haven't oiled it on purpose for that one reason. If we hear that squeak, we're lucky we're on the top floor. There's going to be some action now. Go around shutting all windows because of Sue. So, Jack, if you're listening, it's always you coming up about 11 o'clock at night to brush your bloody teeth. Pack it in.
That's a bit awkward when you think about it, though, isn't it?
I think I may move my toothbrush into the other bathroom. Every time I go up there now, I'll just think of that.
I guess we must enjoy the sex, mustn't we?
Well, yeah, I mean, we've got 19 kids, so we must enjoy it, mustn't we?
As well as being an expert baby maker, Noel also specialises in making pies.
Oh, look at them pies.
To support his ever-expanding brood, Noel runs a family bakery, ably assisted by daughter Chloe.
I've got a chicken, cheese and onion, steak and kidney, peppered steak, steak and mushroom, a chunky steak and meat and potato.
Another, well, pie in the oven, you could call it, couldn't you? A bun in the oven for us. It's absolutely fantastic news.
While Noel's hard at work, Sue is enjoying the final days of her pregnancy before going into hospital to give birth.
See, I think you would get tired of making the pies first than making buns in the oven.
You think?
Yeah.
I prefer making children than I do making pies.
But 12 years ago, Noel's baby-making days were nearly cut short when he had a vasectomy.
Do you not know? I've had the snip.
How has this happened?
Then I've had it reversed. Yeah, you didn't know that, did you? If it wasn't for that, there'd be Ellie, Aimee, Josh, Max, Tilly, Oscar, Casper, Hallie and Phoebe. They wouldn't be here. Yeah, breaking news. First when we had it done, I thought, oh, there's no lead left in your pencil, is there? You're goose now. You can't have any more kids. And both Sue and I, we didn't like the thought of that. So, I must have been back under the knife within 3 months of having it done. I'll leave you with that thought, Chloe.
Yeah, thanks.
Reversing the operation was clearly a success. Noel's managed to father a baby almost every year since.
The comments the family would normally get would be some things like, you breed like rabbits.
The only rabbits in this house is Mum and Dad.
A wink wink.
Is that going to be the final number? You can never say never, can you?
Do you know what? I think it's probably Dad.
I think it's Dad. See, I've sort of thought it's Dad. Dad wants more children, but then I think Mum's a bit...
Mum wouldn't say no.
When everyone's out of the room.
Yeah.
Should we have another baby?
I think she's definitely ready to come out. I feel absolutely ginormous.
Well, yeah.
I think I'm the biggest that I've actually been with any of them.
Bruiser, isn't it, that?
So, yes, just ready to meet her now. Can't wait. God, it's exciting, isn't it?
The arrival of a new baby isn't the only exciting news in the Radford household. Sue and Noel have a surprise in store.
Right, you listening? Shh. You listening?
Yes.
Right. Surprise time. Who wants to have a guess what it is?
The baby!
Tilly. The baby? A cat? No. If there was somewhere in the world where you could go, where would it be? Benidorm? No. Well, guess where we're going? Australia.
Sue and Noel have been planning for a while to take the whole family down under to meet
I'll show you the family.
Australia's biggest family.
This is the Bonnell family, and I've known Jenny for 4 years. She's lovely. We speak quite a lot on Facebook, which is nice.
For the Radford kids, it's the trip of a lifetime and a chance to compare notes with another supersized family.
16. They've got a van like ours.
I think they're weird.
That's them.
Dad, can I sit on your knees?
You excited?
No. No. In Australia, we know that there are kangaroos, alligators, crocodiles, and rabbits. No.
Look at that.
Before leaving for Australia, Sue has to take a trip a little closer to home. To the labour ward to have baby 19 induced.
Just wondering if you're still okay to come in. It's Suzanne Radford. Okay, 9 o'clock, Ben. Okay, see you then. All right then, bye. Yep. Oh well, eviction day. Will you get off the door?
She's just a bit stressed this morning. Hello, Nana.
I've just brought the car seat down and you're thinking, wow, you know, we're taking this empty and we'll be bringing it back with our new little one in it. It's, I just can't wait, so excited. Whew. Even though it's number 19, it still feels the same as the first and the second and everything. Just want to get going now.
As Noel prepares to head off to the maternity ward, Sue's parents are babysitting the kids.
Just a never-ending process.
She just loves children. That's what it is.
Oh, they do, definitely.
They both
definitely.
love children, yeah.
I love them on toast.
Baby! Who's coming out today?
Baby!
So how are you feeling? Are you nervous?
I'm fine.
Good. So glad. I think people think that because you've had so many, the baby must just literally just fall out. It's still as painful to get that baby out. Yeah, it still hurts like heck.
Where do babies come from? The stork brings them to the door. Come from mother's vagina. Really? Yeah. No, you do use that word in science.
It's called a flower. We called it a foo-foo, a fairy, or a flower. But if we're saying technical terms for where a baby comes from, it's a vagina.
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 Oh, yeah.
Hello, baby. Oh, hey, see how it's all snug in your belly?
The fastest labour Sue's had is Katie.
11 minutes. An 11-minute labour and birthing a £9.3 baby. Yeah.
So, yeah, she's here.
Glad it's all over with.
Yes. No more, no.
I hope this is Mum's last baby.
Number 19 is here. And everybody's waiting to see you, aren't they? Hey?
Britain's biggest family just got even bigger, and Phoebe Willow Radford is on her way home.
I'm holding it first, and I'm holding it first.
Me first.
Me first.
Good. Nice to be home.
Oh my God.
Baby Phoebe will have more brothers and sisters than any other newborn in Britain.
Not it.
It's past the parcel.
You love that?
Yeah.
Right, who's holding the next day?
Move her along.
It's me.
When you have a child, you sort of get this love for your child that nobody can explain. And I think they are addicted to that feeling.
Your new baby sister.
The novelty never ever wears off. They're all so special and so wanted.
No, princess.
I think Mum is obsessed with babies. Like, obsessed. I reckon she does prefer the little babies to the older children.
There's 19 in the bed. The little one said, roll over, roll over.
Roll over, get into a new room and share with that person.
This is Hallie's room and the new babies.
Oh, Hallie.
Hallie's a bit jealous because Phoebe's arrived.
Oh, look you. Gently.
Do you want any more brothers and sisters? No, because there's going to be less space.
Well, since I was born, there's been a baby every other year, so it's sort of normal, I suppose.
I don't want 19 children. I think when you get ever.
Sue and Noel have already planned baby Phoebe's first holiday, a 10,000-mile trip to meet Australia's biggest family, the Bonnells, and their 16 kids.
I've known Jenny for quite a few years now. She sent me a message when I was in labour with Phoebe. She just says, "Oh, I'm so jealous." I think they would love to have another one, wouldn't they? Yeah. People that have only got 2 or 3 children, they just don't quite get it, do they? I think when you've got a big family, it's just nice to have friends that have big families because they just get it, don't they? Mm.
A family portrait to celebrate the latest arrival.
Kids, everyone this way, come on.
Brings the entire Radford clan together.
Twice yesterday, once today.
Oh, and breathe.
Sue and Noel's first child was born 27 years ago.
You look younger than Katie.
Probably
so.
about 12 on that,
Yeah,
to be honest,
that's what I mean.
Probably.
That's ridiculous.
As kids, Sue and Noel grew up just one street away from each other. They became parents when they were both still teenagers.
This is me and Chris. I'm 14 in this picture.
Yeah, I was pregnant at 13 and had Chris at 14. Yeah.
We were very young, weren't we?
We were very young, yeah. It was actually my mum that said, "Are you pregnant?"
It's a shock. It's a big shock. Not married, boy from around the corner.
He was very upset.
I remember it well.
And he threw his glasses on the table, I remember.
Suzanne hadn't finished school.
And I was panicking, worried, and he had heart failure nearly.
He was not a good boy at all. He used to drive my dad absolutely insane, right? Chopping his fence up in the back garden to go and take it, to go and start a fire.
And then he had his apple tree, which we used to borrow the apples off, and his plums.
I might have thrown a few bricks at him, but I didn't chase him very far.
And then I go and get his daughter pregnant. Oh, jeez.
My mum was 14 when she had her first, and I'm 15.
They were 13 when they had the first one.
I thought it was 14.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah, 2 years younger than me.
If I was to have a baby, I wouldn't be able to cope at 13.
So Katie is very similar age to what I was when I had Chris, my first. Yeah. Well, my advice to you girls is if you're in a relationship and you're having, relations, you need to get on the pill.
Sexual relations.
Sexual relations.
But you also need to use something because you don't want any STDs.
It's called
a
sock.
Who are you going with the sock?
Oh, God. No, this is what we call it at school, isn't it?
It's a rubber Johnny.
Well, I was with my mother when I first went on the pill, wasn't I?
You were.
She made the appointment for me.
I did.
Because I didn't want to ring up myself.
Do you need some advice, Millie?
No. Are you having sexual relations?
No! It wasn't a disaster, but it's definitely not a situation that I would ever recommend that people get into.
If one of our daughters came home so young and they were pregnant, but I think I would be mortified. I really would.
If you'd said she's going to have 19 children, I'd have had you locked up. Nobody would have believed it, would they? No. Biggest family in Great Britain, Russia and Europe. That's what they say.
They are special, really. Yes, when you're brought up in a special family, you class them as special, don't you?
Sue herself was adopted when she was a baby.
I was adopted a couple of weeks after I was born. I wasn't called Sue, I had a different name. My name on these papers was Catherine. My birth mum wrote me a letter and she told me that she just wanted me to have the best life that she could possibly give me, and that was just to give me up for adoption. She really wanted to keep me, but she just couldn't.
Sue's birth mum was also a teenager when she gave birth to her.
My birth mum was in the same situation as I was in, very similar ages, but I chose to keep my baby and my birth mum chose to put me up for adoption. This is my bonnet that my birth mum gave me when I was born. And this was the one thing that she wanted me to have. Yeah.
Mind the bike.
When teenage Sue first became pregnant, Noel stuck by her. The couple discovered they had more in common than they thought.
It was really funny because we'd been together for 6 months. You know, it just sort of came up in conversation. Noel said, I'm adopted as well. And it was like, wow, what are the chances of that, really? It's quite strange, isn't it?
I remember when I was young, I would only probably be 12-year-old, something. I couldn't wait to get married and have kids. It's something I always wanted to do then. She's never going to be short of somebody to cuddle her, is she? Just looking at little things like this, you know. How can you not love something and get emotional over this? Lovely, ain't you? Hello. I know a little bit about my biological mum and dad. I suppose the only time I ever think of her is my birthday, Christmas Eve, you know. It must have been really difficult for her to have to let me go. I don't know for what reason, why I was taken away or given away. It just must be, you know, every year a difficult time for her as well. That little noise they make there, that's so cute. It's just lovely, and the smell. Hey. I don't know about the adoption side, it's just, and I'm sure it's a good reason, but how I just don't know how anybody could want to give something away like this. It just astounds me.
Now Noel's about to take his own supersized family to meet one almost as big on the other side of the world.
See, I'm packing, she's unpacking it all. Hallie, what are you doing? We need to pack. Should we pack you?
2 years ago, Sue's 17th baby, a boy, died in the womb, but he remains part of the Radford family.
So Alfie's coming to Australia with us, so that for me means that there's 17 kids coming to Australia. Everywhere that we go, we always take Alfie along with us, and if we're anywhere near a beach, then the children always write his name in the sand, don't they? Which is lovely.
So, is that who we're meeting?
Yep, that's the Bonnells.
Is that all of them?
Yeah, they've got 16 mil.
Hey! Hi!
Can you see her? We will see you on the other side.
Take care, guys. Bye!
It came out of Australia.
Finally, the big day has arrived. The Radfords are off on holiday to meet Australia's biggest family.
Well, this is bigger than I expected. So we land at Brisbane, and then we go to Sunshine Coast.
How far is it?
To Brisbane?
Yes.
In miles?
Can you move?
No idea. About 10,000 something, I think.
That's
A long way.
We're going to be asleep when England are awake.
Right, just get in and sit in a seat, then don't get back out.
Right, where are we going? Woo! Let's go!
Bring me sunshine
In your smile.
Bit louder.
Bring me laughter.
Come on, take.
All the while, let your arms be as warm.
Can you just watch him?
I am doing. Where is he?
He's there.
He's there.
You come.
Casper! Job! 16, 17, 18.
Where's mine?
Got them all.
Bring me fun.
We're off.
Bring me sunshine. Bring me love.
Sue and Noel Radford have travelled 10,000 miles with 16 children in tow, and it's been a tiring journey.
That was a long flight.
30 hours. Bloodshot eyes. I've had about 2 hours sleep.
And I'm absolutely knackered.
Excited kids?
But now they're here, Australia's Gold Coast provides something of a contrast to their rainy hometown of Morecambe in Lancashire.
Casper! Come here! Oh my goodness, Morecambe feels so far away, doesn't it?
It's like a million miles from this, isn't it?
It really is. This is just absolute paradise.
The Radfords are preparing for another long journey into the outback to meet their friends the Bonnells and their 16 kids. But first they need to get over their jet lag and the 30-hour flight.
Do you want to go in the pool? Do you want to go in the pool?
Get my top off! You're not even wearing it, Millie.
I swear to God, Millie, I'm actually going to hit you in a minute.
See? I always get the last word, she's gone.
Look at the size of this place.
He's huge.
The plan is to drive inland to the Bonnells' hometown of Toowoomba. But Baker Noel doesn't want to arrive empty-handed. He intends to bring along one of his speciality Lancashire pies with a twist.
I'd recommend the kangaroo rump we've got there. It'll make a beautiful pie.
Key to a good pie is me making it. Isn't it, Dad?
Yeah, a bit of love and time and care. Chuck that in, chuck all the ale in, and cook it. And that's it, until it's cooked, really, until it's tender. Oh, that's nice. It's a bit like venison, but not quite as strong.
It's really nice. I really like it.
I think we should start doing kangaroo pies.
I'll get on to the butcher.
What time is it?
Pie time.
Pie time.
Armed with 2 homemade kangaroo pies, the Radford clan, in the minivan hired especially for the occasion, are heading into the Australian bush.
We're in koala territory. We've just driven past the sign. Keep looking for a little grey bear. See the kangaroo bouncing? See it?
It's bouncing! Where? Over there, it's jumping.
There he is, he's hopping.
Where? Look.
We'll be eating it later. In a pie. Yummy. Bring me sunshine. Right, you listening up?
Yes. Jenny has just messaged me and she just said they're very traditional and they ask that you call them Mr. and Mrs. Bonnell or Mr. and Mrs. B.
Mr. and Mrs. We've never ever met anyone that says Mr. and Mrs.
Well, I don't like the feeling of calling them Mr. and Mrs. I don't know, because that's not the way we were raised.
It's not an Australian thing or a religion. I think it's just a respect thing.
Just say we didn't get the text.
Having made the 10,000-mile journey without major incident, Noel is now worried whether his kids can be trusted to behave in company.
It doesn't bother me that they've asked to be called Mr. and Mrs. Bonnell, but I'm dreading it because Millie's just going to laugh.
It's like talking to the Queen.
Millie, can you shut up? Oh, we're here.
Whoa, look. Here we are.
Radfords are here!
2 of the world's biggest families, with over 30 children between them, finally come face to face.
How many can you count?
I got 16.
Shut the door behind you.
Hi, guys. Hey, Ray. How are you? All right.
Come on in. Welcome to Australia.
Come on.
In 2 families dedicated to making so many children, newborn baby Phoebe is the star attraction. The Bonnells may be the biggest family in Australia, but Dad Ray seems impressed to meet a brood even bigger than his own.
Dream come true. 36 kids. All these children.
Okay, go. Rachel's it. She's it.
Unlike Sue, Jenny Bonnell hasn't had a baby for over 2 years, and she's feeling broody.
I'm going to soak all the baby dust off you, Phoebe. Sorry, I'm going to take it all. If nature didn't step in, I just wouldn't stop.
So how many would you like, Ray?
Oh, as many as possible.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Good on you.
Yeah, as many as possible. Yeah. Yeah, the two of us have we've been trying for a while, but it just hasn't been working for us lately. So.
Don't take me.
I keep saying to Jen we could finish with a set of triplets or something.
Yeah, baby making. It's a nice hobby to have.
It is a pretty good hobby.
Really? We've rustled up a couple of pies for you to try. Kangaroo pie. Yeah. So
Not for real, is it?
it is.
Oh, it is.
It is.
Really?
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
Noel and Chloe made them yesterday.
Well, thank you very much. That'll be something very different. It's not something that we would normally eat, but I'm keen to have a go.
Also different is the strict code of conduct the Bonnells expect from their offspring.
I would describe us as realistically traditional.
Without rules in our household, I would hate to think what would happen.
Pegs on or off? Off.
Pegs off and in the basket.
Sometimes there has to be tough love. Sometimes there has to be hard rules and even harder consequences. This will tell you what we expect of each job. So when you're on that job, you must do this. Sweeping, obviously the whole house needs to be swept out. Prep and set is cooking the meal and serving the meal, and mop and slop is mopping out the bathroom and cleaning the toilets. Nobody likes that job.
In this house, it's almost like run like a bit of a drill camp, I guess. You know, you get up, you've got to make your bed, you've got jobs to do.
You look very organised.
Oh, yeah.
All these boxes are all...
Well, that's my wife. She's the organiser of my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife, she names all the rooms.
Oh, all right, yeah.
So she knows what colour sheets goes into everywhere.
Good idea.
So,
Ray will get you in line. He'll get you doing.
Just imagine we're going to go home and we're all going to get colour-coded rooms.
What works for us might not work for you guys.
They're all looking a little bit, ooh, I'm dreading going home.
Children! Listen, we'd really just like to welcome you guys to Australia. It's just really great to enjoy this time together.
We've come all this way, the other side of the world, and proud of ourselves of what we've achieved. I think to see our mirror image, really, isn't it? You know, you've got these two parents with all their 16 children.
Just like to ask if everyone could join hands and we'll say grace.
We pray you morning with his blood, rest and shelter of the night.
Amen. Now you can eat. Now you can eat.
I think it's completely different our families because by the time we said grace, our food have all been gone.
Give the tomato sauce now, fat boy.
Weird to kind of see how actually different the families are. You look at all the people here and you just go, I can't tell who's who. They just kind of all blend into each other.
It's a lot of people to take care of and feed and clothe and put through school. I don't want that.
We have kangaroo pie.
It does taste nice, but it's weird, it's kangaroo.
Is it good, Luke?
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, there we go. We're doing this one when we get home, but we can get it. You can get anything nowadays. Who wants a massive family of their own then? 19 kids?
Not me. I wouldn't want 19 kids just because I wouldn't be able to handle it.
Meeting Australia's biggest family hasn't persuaded the Radford kids to want to emulate their parents.
I would want 19 because of all the noise.
I would want 19 because you won't get a good night's sleep.
I don't want 19 children because it would be too hard to cope with.
I don't want 19 kids because I don't want to drive around in a transit van all the time.
Why don't you want 19?
Because I don't like them.
But each their own. If you don't want to give us 500 grandkids, so be it.
Now the Radford kids and their 16 Bonnell counterparts
I got 7 up there.
are going on a boat trip to one of the local attractions.
9, 10, 11, 12.
I might throw a few overboard as we go. What do you reckon?
There's a few that I could think of throwing over.
Noel Radford and Ray Bonnell have one other thing in common. They both still dream of having more kids.
This is the first time I've been outnumbered. Yeah, I'm a bit jealous of him, really jealous of him. We would definitely like more. Definitely. This has just turned the switch on even harder.
Can we see the thing at the back?
Where are you going? Stop tasting the turkeys.
The Radfords' first encounter with the local wildlife gives them food for thought.
We were eating this yesterday.
Yeah, no, it's horrible.
You wouldn't eat it again after seeing one?
No, I wouldn't.
I reckon you get about 30, 40 out of that.
You reckon? 30 or 40?
Oh, I'd love to adopt a koala.
So you can adopt a koala.
Just imagine one pottering around the house, wouldn't you?
Sue, having had 19 babies of her own, discovers that it's not always so easy for a koala.
Koalas can actually have this disease called chlamydia, which is a sexually transmitted disease. So Vinny hasn't had any children.
Because it can make you infertile.
It can make you infertile. There's a symptom, if that's left untreated, that can cause them to be infertile.
I didn't know anything about koalas, chlamydia, and I don't think Sue knew that either. I think if she knew that, she'd have probably had the rubber gloves on.
For Sue Radford and Jenny Bonnell, the secret to having so many babies is simple.
I've never had a headache.
Always willing to oblige.
Yes. Happily.
Yeah.
And both Sue and Jenny have found husbands with a similar urge to reproduce.
When I was growing up, I had this feeling inside that when I met the right girl, right, I wasn't going to let her get away. So 2 weeks after we dated, I asked her to marry me.
That sounds very similar to us. When I was a lot younger, I was only 12 or so, I couldn't wait to get married and have kids and share my life with somebody.
And then you found me.
And then I found you.
Yeah. As soon as you have that child in your arms, you're thinking, when's the next one coming?
I don't know, 5 minutes after I've given birth, I'm kind of like, oh, God, I want to have another one. It's almost like an addiction, like you want to have that fantastic feeling of having another baby.
But is that the real reason why we've had so many? Sue and I, we're both adopted. Right. So people think, well, that's why they've got so many kids. They're both adopted, so they feel that they must go out in life and have a huge, big family.
I do share something with you too. I also am adopted.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Now
so,
that is amazing, isn't it?
So I'm exactly the same.
Time to say goodbye.
So long, farewell.
Discovering that, like them, Ray is adopted
Honestly, thanks very much.
has made Sue and Noel think again about why they've had so many kids.
I've sucked at everything that she had.
Give me a hug.
Oh, it's a man moment.
Give me a hug.
1, 2, 3.
Yay!
It was very bizarre finding out what Ray's adopted.
That really did take me a bit by surprise when he said that.
And he's also got a huge family. You've got the old cogs turning that bit more, thinking, oh, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
To understand if being adopted makes you go off and do things like this.
Yeah.
Ray says it doesn't think about it at all, but when he says that, I'm thinking, well, actually, I do. I thought about, I wonder who my mum is, I wonder who my dad is. Well, I guess it has affected us, hasn't it, then? Because we do think, every time we've got a new baby in our arms, we think, why? Why were we given away?
Noel is still keen to have even more kids, so before they fly home, they take the opportunity to seek some spiritual guidance.
We've spotted an international psychic. So Sue, she's going to rock up and have whatever they do.
So how many kids are we going to have then?
No more. You're not going to have any more children. She's the last one. You will never have any more children. You had enough.
started off with, so you have 6 girls. So I
So
said,
she got that wrong.
I said, well, no, we've got 9 girls.
So accurate so far.
She said, have you lost a child? And I said, yeah, we lost our little boy. She said, Alfie is looking after everybody. He says, we won't have any more, we'll just have 19 and that will be it.
Well,
All right, so when number 20 pops along, can we come back and tell her she was wrong?
But honestly, I think some of the stuff that she said was pretty
Because you told her the answer before she even asked you it.
Yeah, well, maybe. That psychic woman last night definitely said there will be no more babies. So maybe she's right. Maybe she knows that there will be no more.
That's it, we're off. Last thing. We all ready? The psychic last night that said to Sue, 19, that's it, that's all you're going to have. It was just so false, and so I don't believe her. I think there'll be number 20. I know Sue wants another one, so yeah. There'll be another on the way, yeah.
Dad.
Yeah?
I absolutely love this place and I'd rather live here instead of Morecambe.
I think I would as well, Daniel.
I think we all would.
Is it a plan?
It's our 25th wedding anniversary next year.
Yeah, that's still a wedding.
The only holiday romance going on this holiday is between my mum and dad.
And that's not a pretty sight to behold.
I'm not helping doing luggage.
What?
Can't bother.
The Radfords have been home for 2 weeks. They're over their jet lag, and a package has arrived from the Bonnells in Australia.
Right, kids.
Good day from all our kids. God bless Ray, Jenny and family.
Can we have one of those now?
Oh, thank you. Is that for me?
Meeting the Bonnells has made Noel and Sue think more deeply about the connection between their urge to keep having children and being put up for adoption at birth.
Reading between the lines, your mum's giving you this bonnet. I think that's something your mum wanted you to have, and it's like a coded message, you know, to sort of say, I didn't want to give you up, I was forced and whatever else, yeah.
Should we see if this fits you, Phoebes?
Needs a wash.
I'm not washing it. Look at this. Oh, look, she's so cute. It's weird to think that my head was in that.
Mm.
In there.
And what's really bad is your mum had to give you away with this on you.
I know. I would definitely want to meet my birth mother if she came looking for me.
I think the only thing that bothers me is the way that I had to be adopted, you know. My mum didn't have a choice and that was it. She was told what was going to happen and that was it. All decisions were made for her. Pretty cruel, isn't it?
Mm.
I think I'd like to meet her, yeah, I think I would. Yeah. Man, if they realised who we were and think, oh God, that's that
They'd
family with all them
probably
kids.
run a mile, wouldn't they?
No, you've got the wrong person, sorry. Yeah. But I think until it's thrown at you and, you know, if they say, oh, she's in that room.
All right. Oh, yeah. You're a sensitive soul, aren't you, love?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or an idiot. I don't know. You have a duty to go to find them because...
Because they give birth to you.
Yeah, and they might be desperate to see us.
Whether one day Noel will be happily reunited with his birth parents or not, the family he and Sue have created speaks for itself. It is Britain's biggest.
We're giving a two-fingered salute to our biological parents. You know, you gave us up. This is what you've missed out on.
Noel is still counting on making more babies.
This is the birth control at the minute, isn't it? Aren't you? Yes.
Someone said to me the other day, she was like, "You can have any more?" I was like, I'm getting old now, I'm like 41. And she was like, "Are you using anything?" I was like, "No." She went, "You're going to have some more then." I said, honestly, sleep is on my mind at the minute, none of that.
That's not what you said, isn't it?